Şu anda başladı hocam.
Nasıl yapalım öyle? Şöyle giriyorsun. Şöyle. In and Out with Professor Yalman at Radio TED-U, TED University Ankara Studios. Here is me again with interesting couple of anecdotes and topics to mark actually the beginning of our new semester. And we will have different guests this semester, but I just want to sort of start the semester off with a monologue actually on spring 2026. Yes, the entire system is talking about how wonderful life is going to be, and all those horoscopes who have been waiting for actually actions for the dreams and wishes, they're going to all come true, especially in this energetic year starting from spring. So everybody is making actually things into expectations, and hearing things like this is giving us more hope. But more or less it's never in our hands, because we are actually guided by a script, and we learn ourselves to position ourselves in life so that we can fulfill our job of being here, because every living being has a function, and so do we. Having said that, how do we learn to position ourselves? As I said in my last program, it's like, positioning yourself on a yoga mat or on a tennis court or as you're horseback riding. Positioning is actually giving you the opportunity to materialize how to intake and give back as you're doing your function. So if you, for example, are flowing on a yoga mat, you can either flow with you or against you. The against you is going to create more friction and resistance, but with you is going to make everything more smoother. So it's a choice of positioning. Now that is a choice left to us, but the outcome of life and how things are going to occur in life is actually a mystery, because we never know for sure. All of a sudden we have everything planned out, but it doesn't go with the plan. Sometimes the plan alters itself, and the outcome is more or less for our own good. So have this mentality of understanding the fact that we cannot control things, but we can do our best in terms of making things work, our best in terms of giving our time, our effort, taking life seriously, but having fun, and that serious, responsible actions of ours, and making sure that we decide upon our positioning, because that's going to sort of reflect our energy beyond and towards to other people, other beings, and instances and situations. Another important thing is, as we go into the semester and we're deciding to take all these different courses, to understand why we are applying for these courses, how are we going to use these courses, and what the intake is going to be from those professors and their methodologies. So that's also a choice. Yes, there are certain mandatory courses, but even though in those mandatory courses, it's up to us of how to sort of pick certain things and underline certain things within the experiences of the class fellows and classmates, and actually the professor himself or herself. But then the elective courses, I think that's a gift, because it would be brilliant for us to take the electives that we are actually wondering about, certain fields and expansion topics, and topics where we can sort of have our own reflections. So all those is going to be building ourselves and making ourselves nurture and flourish within the spring term. And we're going to be meeting a lot of new people, people who are actually taking those classes from different sections or departments. So understanding the value of multidisciplinary and diversity, brought by these people into class, is also a certain value of itself. So these would be the things that I would recommend in springtime, the spring term. But also, don't underestimate the part where you are having fun, socializing, doing music, falling in love, networking, etc. But also go and work and go and intern in certain places. Try to become a person who is multidisciplinary and who is multifacade. They would say in architecture, who has that ability to sort of have a diverse accumulation of topics and research as you are in your undergraduate years, because those years are there for you to experiment. Actually, in your entire life you can experiment, but those years specifically are very valuable to research and experiment the outcomes of your actions. So that's another important thing. Another topic is like when we look at our phones or when we look at the screens, we come across certain numbers all the time, like 11, 11, 22, 22, or 1, 1, 1, whatever. And we try to put certain superstitious meanings to that. Don't do that, because they are fully coincidental moments, and numbers don't have this effect on our choices. Confidence. If you are confident about the subject, if you're confident about yourself, if you're confident about life, if you're confident about your knowledge, you don't need any extrovert or extraterritorial acknowledgement to show you whether your choice is proper or not. So confidence, I would say, is a reflection of your character towards the other person or other being. For example, if you were to approach a dog with confidence, the dog will listen to you and love you more, etc. But if you're scared and if you're in doubt in terms of your confidence, then you would create a skepticism at that dog or cat or horse or whatever. So especially with horses, you can see that a horse always likes the confident rider. So ride your life in confidence. Same thing when you are, for example, kite surfing or skateboarding. If you are not confident in your flow, you will fall down. You will be distracted. So same with people, whether you're going to be falling in love, whether you're going to go out for a date, whether you are going to be attending an exam or an oral exam or an interview. If you're confident, this doesn't mean that you are like full of ego and etc. This means you are confident in the person you are. The person you want to be, or the person you inspire to be. So don't be ashamed of your wants and desires and dreams and your background, your culture, your family, your school. There's this thing where I hear people when I ask them, which university did you graduate from, and if they're not like in an Ivy League university or a prominent university, they always say the name of the university with like mumbling and with sort of a lot of skepticism. you have to be proud of the fact that you finished that university. You studied there 4 years, 2 years, 6 years, whatever. And it's going to be you who will make that university shine as an alumni. So if you finish TED University, be proud of TED University. If you finish the university at Urfa, Harran University, be proud that you finished Harran University or Selçuk University or Northwestern University or Emerson College, whatever. Be proud, because if you come across with that pride, if you come across with that confident positioning of yours, then you're halfway there. You're into that edge or beyond that edge of that doorstep where you are going to be perceived as a person who's content. Confidence will bring content, being content, so being intact, being a whole. But at the same time, this doesn't mean that you're not a researcher, you're not curious. But being confident and content would actually give you the humility that people will applaud. And those people you mostly see in the areas of, for example, arts, like mega stars. They become even more. They act more and more in humility, like, or sports stars, like athletes. When the more they gain, the more successful they are. They become more modest as personalities. So try to be modest, but at the same time be confident. And respect will never be actually something that you will be given. You will take that respect, by your positioning, by your actions, by your words. And the word abracadabra, actually in an ethnic language, especially in Christianity, it has its place. Abracadabra is actually the spell of words. That's why in English, when we say spell or spelling, it's actually creating magic. So every word of yours about yourself will be creating magic for you. It will create a spell for you. It sounds like the movie Harry Potter, but no, you are your own magician. You are your own sorcerer. You are creating with your words, with your frequency, a spell around you where you will make things happen. But creating that spell with confidence is something else. Creating that spell with shyness and incompetence is something else. So be content. To be content, to be confident, make sure that you do sports, you read, you expand yourself on the subjects that you're interested. You become a multidisciplinary person. You don't judge people. Don't be prejudgmental or post-judgmental. Accept people the way they are and not try to control everything. Let go. Go for a smoother ride. And I see people where just because they had a facial, for example, they cancel their dates. No, don't cancel your dates. Your date. If you had a facial, you had a facial. No problem. You're still beautiful with that facial. Or I hear people who cancel their interviews because they have a pimple on their forehead. No, guys, a pimple on your forehead is not going to take away anything from your knowledge or your aura. Just be confident. Just position yourself in a way that you are who you are, and who you want to be, you shall become. Just be actually at your own area of competence, and that competence you shall find with experimentation and research. And as you do that, your words are going to be the magic for you. So, people like Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton, or people like personalities like who are mentoring millions of people, like Tommy Robbins, etc. these people always say the same thing. Just listen to your depth, listen to your soul, because it will talk to you. The more competent you are, the more actually accepting you are, the more modest you are. And with all this, go into school this new semester with an open mind. Leave your hurdles, leave your boundaries, go out of the box, try new things. Don't be judging. Make sure that you use the proper words and vocabularies for yourself, and make sure you design an atmosphere for you that you want to be in. It's your own movie. And believe me, life goes on very fast, and you will think, oh my God, my 20s are very, very important. No, every year is going to be very important. Your 30s are going to be important, 40s, 50s, whatever. But try to be the student you are, the student you teach yourself to be, and understand the importance of the ability of learning. So having said all these about the new term that you're going into, I wish everybody not just success in their grades. I wish a lot of opportunities for you for networking. I wish a lot of opportunities for you for meeting up with new subjects, new research areas, understanding and exploring, maybe coming up with inventions or coming up with a new idea of a startup. The energies are good. The spring energies are good. When you seed something, it flourishes during spring. So you have to give the right water and right air, right breeze, right sunshine, and right mood. So make sure that you put yourselves in a good mood, because now you're coming from winter into the flourishing and nurturing area of blooming, and bloom like a flower. So if you water yourself properly, you shall bloom. Your soul should bloom. Your mind will bloom. So take advantage of this wonderful time, spring. And you know what? Don't be sad about anything, because everything has a solution. Everything has a solution except death. That you cannot handle. But everything has a solution. In our minimal capacity, believe me, we are given this gift of actually co-creating, and we have this God's peace in us to actually put in action for solving things for us. So never make anything become an expectation for you, but have an open mind. In and Out with Professor Yalman from Radio TED University Ankara Studios. This has been the beginning, the startup monologue of the spring semester of 2026. I wish you all a very nice ride into summer after this nourishing, flourishing spring.
Gayet iyiydi hocam. Çok teşekkürler.
Ben de teşekkür ederim.
Tam dönem öncesine güzel oldu. Bu sefer dikey aldım hocam. Çünkü sosyal medyadan arkadaşlar bazen kesit istiyorlar yayınlardan.
Okay.
Böyle 30-35 saniyelik kısmını kırpıp bir içerik çıkarıyorlar.
Tamam.
Şu diyebilirim.
Çıkartalım gene.